Welcome back. Today is the start of a 5-day tour of Scotland. Just behind me there's Saltire Motorcycles, and behind there I've seen the team from BikerBnB and the first few people who have arrived to pick up their Royal Enfield. So somewhere in here is a Himalayan waiting for me. I've seen everyone else start to get kitted out with their bikes, etc, etc. We're aiming to meet here all together about 1 o'clock and then heading 2 hours, or about an hour and a half away, I think, to the start where we'll meet the people who have bought their own bikes. So I'll take you inside. I can see a stunning line of bikes actually waiting there. I'll take you inside and I will film as much of the next 5 days as possible to give you the best possible insight to riding in Scotland and also to what it's like joining BikerBnB with the Highland Scramble. I've been given a tour of Saltire Motorcycles with BikerBnB, so I'll do a little front to back because this is where you'll meet if you're picking up a bike with the Highland Scramble or with BikerBnB, who run the Highland Scramble series. You can see BikerBnB van there. All of the bikes inside, and this Himalayan with panniers added, that will be my exact bike. Just here is where everyone does the paperwork, gets their bikes, the keys, a little bit of a rundown. You can see it's twinned with an Indian dealer here, and this is Saltire Motorcycles. So in essence, Saltire Motorcycles here, they give BikerBnB this little spot every summer so they can start all of their tours from exactly here. This is one of the famous BikerBnB Royal Enfields that's been heavily modified, and Tim, the owner of BikerBnB, he actually rode over from his residence, the place where he lives, at least in the winter, on one of these, and he got the ferry, I think, from Santander or Bilbao on one of those, back over to England, then up to Scotland. You can see all the beautiful Indians here. Cafe with some old bikes up the top. You can see really old school looking biker type bar there. And then at the back for Saltire Motorcycles, they've got all of the bikes that need servicing and are about to head out on the left hand side. On the right hand side you've got a mixture of bikes ready to be serviced, and some people leave them in storage here. And then this area, which I've never seen anything like before, this is where they can give people a few lessons on biking, and especially in the Scottish winter, that's brilliant because you've got an indoor place where you can do a few basic maneuvers and make sure you won't immediately crash the bike once you've bought it. BikerBnB get their bikes serviced over here, so if there are any Royal Enfields, there's a chance they may be the BikerBnB ones. And I have to just give a shout out to Victory Motorcycles. It's so rare to see a dealership that actually sells some used Victory bikes. And you can see things getting busier now as everyone's getting their bikes signed off, and I need to do exactly the same.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't at the moon. Trying to catch me howling at the moon. Trying to catch me howling at the moon. Trying to catch me howling at the moon. When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it. Many men have failed. But if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They say no to sleepless nights. Will you find me? Hope you find me. When the sun rises, when the sun we're trying to catch me out. Trying to catch me out at the worst. We're trying to catch me out at the
The first stop, you can see all of the bikes just behind me there. That Ducati with the alarm going off, he's ridden over from Holland, from Amsterdam, and he's low on fuel, so he's going to quickly bomb off, go and get some fuel. I'll flip the camera in a second and show you all of the bikes in the group, but the feeling of being out with a convoy of about 10 to 12 bikes whizzing around the Scottish countryside, it's a sign of things to come. I think it's going to be glorious, and if the weather stays at least half this good for the next 5 days or so, I'll count myself very, very lucky. Right, I'll show you all of the bikes. So that's the very, very nice 803 Ducati, just heading off for a bit of fuel. That's come today all the way from Amsterdam. That's just an amazing, amazing looking bike. A few subtle mods on that and it looks superb. Right, here are all of the bikes. We've got a Diavel, which is without question the most powerful, biggest brute of the bike here by a country mile. Behind that is my Himalayan. And I forgot how good these bikes are. Lovely bike, it will do 70 miles an hour with no issue at all. They very kindly at BikerBnB fitted panniers for me, so I've got the Royal Enfield panniers so I can keep all of my stuff on me all the time while riding. 2022 model. And it's got the updated, I don't know if you can see it there, it's got the updated sat-nav. To the best of my knowledge, is that a compass? No, it does have a compass, but it's now digital and not analog, so it does still come with a compass. But that's the perfect bike for the winding Scottish lanes. With 50 to 60 miles an hour as its sweet spot, it's perfect. Coming around here, the famous Highland Scramble bike. This is a 650cc Interceptor that's in essence been turned into a Scrambler. It's got the Himalayan front screen, gigantic forks, raised front fender, and it's a brilliant, brilliant looking thing. The owner, or the founder of the Highland Scramble, who's on this, rates it extremely highly. Interceptor in chrome, which looks just superb. Blue Interceptor, one of the newer style Interceptors with that paint job. One other Himalayan just in the background there with the green paintwork. And finally, the final Interceptor there, I think they call that burnt orange. I've been speaking to a guy who's got a big Kawasaki Z that he's owned for 22 years, and it's got 95,000 miles on the clock. So I've had to come over and show you what, it's almost unbelievable, what a bike with that high mileage can actually look like. And it's a Kawasaki ZRX. Would you ever guess, looking at this, with the condition of the bike, that this would have done 95,000 miles? It looks, in my eyes at least, fairly close to immaculate. It just shows, if you look after a bike, it will go on and on. The owner of this bike says he services it, or at least gives it an oil change every 4,000 miles or so, and just looks after it properly. And it's a testament to what happens if you just look after them, because no one would ever guess the mileage on this bike.
This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. If heaven's not my home, then hell will have to do. The angels beckon me from this dark and nearing door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Run away, I might just run away. I might just leave it all behind and find another day. Thought it through, good God, I thought it through.
We've made it to our stop for the evening, which is Muir Edge, just in the heart of stunning countryside. It's 5 o'clock now. I've been told that it will be light until about 10:30, 11 p.m. and it will get light again, sunrise, at about 4:30 in the morning. So there's only about 6 hours of daylight. I forgot how much I love the Himalayan. It's been about 3 years since I've ridden one. Just perfect bikes, especially on the winding lanes. That lack of power means that you can really manhandle it and push it to the limit. I just feel at home almost immediately riding that. So we're going to wait or just have a little relax, settle into our tents, our little huts, and then in about half an hour's time we're going to head off on a 45-minute ride just into the local countryside, and then we've got Delvino Wild Kitchen who are preparing our dinner, have a couple of beers, just enjoy our surroundings until very late in the evening because it's going to stay light so long. It's the most stunning setting though, really. Incredible first day. Back from the ride, and the food just over there will be ready, I think, in about 5 minutes. If you can hear a lot of screaming, that's because there's a bit of axe throwing going on. So there'll be some axe throwing, I think a bit of beer and whiskey drinking, and the food is imminently going to be ready. So before we sit down, I'll show you the accommodation. This I'm sharing with Craig, who's the gentleman who rode over from Amsterdam. And I think each tent has their own, I'm assuming this is a toilet or shower area, so I'll flip the camera and show you what we've got. Each area has its own little barbecue, seating area, tent or hut. We've got a tent, and I haven't actually looked in here yet. So this is going to be a surprise for me. Oh wow. Oh, that's not a tent I'm used to. Beautiful. With proper beds. Oh, fantastic. So that's the sleeping area. And I'm assuming this will be the loo and shower. Oh wow, very nice. So loo, sink, and a shower. Oh, it's beautiful. And just have a look around. You've got the fern just covering all of the landscape around the tent. And if I quickly come over here and just show you, there's another of the sheds. See, just lovely, unspoilt countryside. Birds singing. It is really glorious. Day one done. I can't believe it. It's 10:15 and it's still pretty much daylight. Sun setting just behind the trees there, but what a brilliant first day. I think the scenery, although it's already stunning, will get more and more spectacular. So I'll end it there. Thank you so much everyone for coming along. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. See you all in the next one.